Getting job in the UK is tough now, and getting visa sponsorship job is tougher. So what should you guys do? You should learn from others' journey. For people who had managed to find visa sponsorship jobs, either sitting in India or Pakistan, Sri Lanka, or for people who are in the UK, like students who had managed to find visa sponsorship job. So if you guys are regular on my channel, you already know that I invite students or more people to share their journey so that you can benefit from them. So today's video is going to be special because I've not invited a student, but she's a girl from India and she managed to find visa sponsorship directly from India. So make sure you stay with me till the end as she will be sharing her journey. But before that, a quick introduction about myself. My name is Sarika and welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. For people who wants to connect with me on Instagram, my ID is Your Knowledge Buddy. Just a quick reminder for people who wants to know that I have started my student consultancy, which also means that if you want to study abroad in any of these listed countries, either for bachelor's, master's or PhD, my team can help you free of cost. So what do you have to do? You have to fill the form which is provided in my video description and my team will call you and they're going to help you free of cost. So without any further delay, let me invite now Grusha. Hi Grusha, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy.
Hi Sarika, thanks for welcoming me. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. So Grusha, if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, sure. So I came to UK in 2022 from India and I got a job directly from India. And so I was appointed as software QA engineer in one of the UK IT companies in the London. And so definitely, Sarika, your videos helped me. And I think I booked session with you as well in 2021 and which guided me and gave me an idea, what are the skills demanding in the UK and the certifications also. And also I think you went through my LinkedIn profile as well. So yeah, definitely I worked on multiple things. It's not at all easy to get a job from India to UK directly, especially on a visa sponsorship. There are very less chances. I think it was a 4 to 6 months of struggle where I applied for around 500 applications, I think. And yeah, after that, I started receiving calls of the recruiters. And then there was one job for which I got selected finally, and which gave me 3 years of visa sponsorship. And I was on the cloud 9 when I got. So definitely my skills included programming. If you want to come to UK, definitely you need to be good at one programming language at least. So my skill set included Java, Selenium, and so this was my primary skill set. And definitely the certifications, I did certification in the ISTQB and also for the Microsoft Azure for DevOps. The UK companies really use that, and also a few certifications in like Python and all. I did that. And also I worked on my LinkedIn profile. I have seen a lot of people, because I have also Instagram channel where people ask me how we can come to UK on job. So they don't have that much good LinkedIn profile as well, which I have noticed in one-to-one sessions. So in the LinkedIn profile, people don't put their all the work history, or you can say the proper introduction, summary, and the certifications. So if you include all these certifications, the recommendations, the work experience, and the skills, you include everything. So definitely the recruiter, before hiring you, goes through the profile in the LinkedIn, and you will stand out in the eyes of recruiter if you have a good LinkedIn profile, which I feel. So LinkedIn profile scaling and optimizing your LinkedIn profile is very important, first thing. And second thing is working on your skill set, because whatever you have mentioned in your resume, UK companies are definitely going to ask that thing. You can't mention anything in your resume, so you have to make sure whatever you mention in your resume, you really hands-on experience on those skills. Like I had 3 years of experience from MNC back in India when I started applying. And it was my so first job was in my Bangalore, India, and after that second job was in my UK. So yeah, quite struggle journey, but it was a good.
Okay, Grusha, thank you first of all. I think you have said everything in your introduction. There's no more questions, looks like, from me. However, I'm quite interested to know a little bit more in detail. So first of all, I think you mentioned, or you have told me offline, that you're from Punjab, right?
So I'm from Haryana. Yeah.
Okay. So you're from Haryana. For me, it was a big surprise. I've not seen too many people, say, from Punjab or Haryana who get into IT, and they're also, like you said, programming languages. So it made me really feel proud that there are girls coming out and going to the IT field, yeah? Because, of course, IT is in demand, and I have seen this. More boys opt for such programming kind of skills. So it is really good that, girls are also opting for technical skills. So for people who are watching our video from any part of the world, doesn't matter India or Haryana or Punjab, there is a lot of visa sponsorship job in IT, and IT is in demand. If you definitely want to move
Yes.
abroad, or if you want to get a high salary within your country, you should definitely
Yeah.
think of a career in IT. It's never going to disappoint you. That is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
How many years of experience did you have in India? Did you say 2 or 3 years of experience?
Yeah, 2 to 3 years, 2.8 something. Yeah.
Okay. And what did you work as after your bachelor's? What did you do?
Yeah, so I worked as a test automation engineer in the MNC. That is a very big company, multinational company in India, in the Bangalore, in which I worked as a test automation engineer for 2 to 3 years. And in that, actually, I worked on the frameworks like BDD framework, whatever the test automation frameworks are, in which I used to work. I used to apply my skills like Java, Selenium, BDD, SpecFlow. So all this included my skill set. And you also, besides my work, the job which I do, I also keep developing the other skill set as well. Like I mentioned, I certifications of Microsoft Azure, because I knew, so basically how I got the idea what are the demanding skills or what are the demanding certifications in the UK whenever I used to apply via LinkedIn or any other job website. So I used to see the job description, and from the job description I see, okay, these are the certifications which are in demanding, or these are the skill set. If I know that I am applying for the test automation engineer or the software engineer in the test, so I will see the job description, I will choose, pick those skills. Okay, what programming languages are required, what framework is required, what are the certifications they are expecting. So all those things I made sure I first grabbed those things, put it into my resume, and made sure the resume is ATS friendly, because that is really important. 99% of the companies use ATS friendly tools. So definitely, if I need to stand out in ATS score, so I have to use the job description keywords into my resume. So I really worked on my resume. It took me time also. Sometimes we feel lazy. Okay, we will do this, and we will, but resume is very important for every job. I think altered my resume, because every job has a different kind of job description keywords. So it is really important alter your resume as per the job description. So I worked on my resume as well. I worked on my skill set as well. I worked on certifications as well, and definitely applying. Generally, people give up, because like I mentioned, I applied 400 to 500 applications. It was 4 to 6 months of struggle. So if you give up, it won't really. Well, as much rejections you are gonna get, you will get the idea. Okay, these are the things I need to work on. These are the questions I need to know. I need to have more knowledge on this, or this is certification I need to know. I got rejected due to this. So rejections teaches you also in one or another way. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Grusha, you mentioned that you're working in MNC. So, I was also working in MNC in India, and I came to the UK through my company. Yeah. And of course, at that time, I didn't know that, I can apply for visa sponsorship job directly from India to the UK. I didn't know. So, how did you come to know that you can apply for job directly from India?
Okay, I think my brother used to watch your videos as well, Sarika. So he shared me the video of you. I think that time I came to know, and also he also did a little bit research, because he came here on a student visa, study visa. So he got the idea about the UK job market and all those things. So he guided me, because even I wanted to study in the UK, but but then you already have the experience, and you can apply into jobs in the UK. So yeah.
You know what? Now I remember talking to your brother, to be honest. He went to
Okay.
his profile and then he shared me your profile. Now I remember, because I exactly couldn't recall when we talked. Now I remember that. Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Grusha, another question. So if you're working in MNC, so do you know that your company can also send you abroad if they have branches in that particular country? Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I was aware of that. I tried as well. But Sarika, first I will mention different parameters. My first because my company was bigger than what I am doing in the UK. UK one was smaller than the India one, definitely. But I tried, I talked to the people, and I researched on this, if I can go, if I have an intra transfer route that which is available easily. And my job has branches all over the world, actually. Oh, sorry, my company in the India has branches in the UK as well. So I tried, but first of the things, I had very less experience, like 2 to 3 years of experience. So I was denied. I was refused that you should be working for at least 5 or 10 years, something like that. First thing they mentioned. Second thing, when I talked to the within the team, or within the different managers who were working in the UK or so they mentioned, you can work, but not from the UK. You have to work from India only, but you will work for UK team. So they were multiple challenges which were coming, and it was not easy to go through within my company. Maybe if I had spent more years, they would have given me chance, but that was, I wanted to come earlier. So I thought, okay, let's just apply to UK company that will give me the chance to work from UK itself. And so yeah.
Thank you. So, Grusha, what job sites did you use to apply for job?
So I definitely applied via LinkedIn and Indeed, because Indeed is, I think, most widely used platform in the UK. And Read, Total Jobs. So yeah, these were the main platforms. But how I got my job is I applied to the company's directly website.
How did you
Actually,
find that company?
yeah, so I found that company from the LinkedIn. I found that they have the vacancy, and then I went to their careers page and I applied from there, because you definitely have more chances of getting selected if you apply via company's careers page.
And you can also upload your cover letter to customize your application. Okay, thank you. So you already have a good journey. So when you were getting rejected, like you said, you had received a rejection 400 to 500 kind of jobs which you applied. Did they tell you why they were rejecting you? Any rejection reason?
Yeah, first reason is very common, because they didn't want to give me visa sponsorship. Getting a visa sponsorship is not at all easy, or it's like it's not a cakewalk at all. And also to the person who have experience of just 2 to 3 years. So definitely the first was that they don't want to give the sponsorship. Second is my experience. Definitely some companies required at least minimum of 5 years experience or so, and some companies and some rejections due to my technical skills, definitely, on which I worked later on, like in the technical interviews I couldn't pass through. So definitely I worked on my programming skills, and I worked on the building frameworks from scratch. Because in automation, if you know how to build the framework from scratch, so that is like you are done. 90 to 95% you are done. So definitely I worked on my enhancing my skill set. And also another thing, when the screening happens, UK interviews will like happen, the first round will be screening. They would like to know why you want a visa sponsorship, or why you want to work for them. So the company related questions also, I was not answering very well. So I worked on that. I should be aware about what company does, what are the mission, what are the values of the company, and why I am interested for that specific company. So all those things, I think I worked.
Oh, good. Thank you. So you touched upon very good point. So any other interview questions which you saw was very different to the interviews that you had given in India? Because interview in India, from my experience, I saw HRs got involved only at the time of salary negotiation. They don't get involved at the earlier stage. But in the UK, you will see that HRs also get involved before. What happened in your case? How many interview rounds did you have?
Yeah, so the basically different jobs had different kinds of interview rounds, but the basic one, I think, which UK companies generally follows, is first the screening round, which a HR generally takes, and if you pass through, then the technical interview round happens, and if you pass through, then the last one is technical, and then face to face, and then last the HR negotiation. Yeah, so I think 4 rounds happened for me. So yeah, first of all, screening, the very different question which we generally don't face in India. So first question, why you want to come in UK, so I mean, you are leaving your country, and so this is very big question, why you want to come to UK, why you want to work for us. So this is something we need to frame really well, why you want to leave your country. You can do a job in your country as well, and you can't give the reason of salary. So all those things you need to make sure you are really answering in the correct way. And in the second round, when I was selected for screening, then the technical round. So in technical round, definitely they will give you a project in which you have to build the framework from the scratch. So in the Java and Selenium that I did, and I use some page object models and all those optimization skills I use. How can I optimize the code, all those things. And then after that, the face-to-face round, in which I had a panel, and there were 2-3 people of panel which were asking me questions which were mentioned on my resume. So that's why I say to everyone, please mention only those skill set on your resume on which you really have knowledge, and on which you have really hands-on, because they are really going to ask such questions which you have dealt in your practical life, in your day-to-day office life. So after I cleared my face-to-face, the last one was HR negotiation, in which they explained me the visa sponsorship process and all. So it was all done actually. Yeah.
So there's so much to learn from you. So Grusha, any piece of advice for my audience, especially there are a lot of students in the UK who are struggling to get visa sponsorship job. And as you know, with the latest immigration changes, getting sponsorship job is getting more tough now. Any piece of advice that you think that is going to help them?
Yeah, sure. So definitely IT, whatever they have the IT skills with them, that is the most demanding skills in the UK. They are going to be there here every time. And second thing I would like to suggest to the audience, like, please try to take some work experience on your skill set. Like if you want to do a job in a data scientist or as a software QA or as a software developer, make sure you have at least of 2 to 3 years of experience in your previous company, and then try to apply. So without work experience, because UK market is completely experience based market, and they will definitely see you how much work you have done and you really have a good experience or not practically. So that is one thing. And another thing is try to take the certifications as well, and work on your LinkedIn profile as well. People have the certifications, they have a good work experience, but they don't showcase them on the LinkedIn. So that is one thing. So yeah, I think these are.
Okay, good. Thank you. I hope my audience is listening to you, and I hope they will be applying all the tips so that they can get success like you did. And so, out of curiosity, did your company pay for your visa, your flight, or did you have to pay from your pocket?
Yeah. So for the flight, I was paid. For the visa application, I was paid. But for the NHS, I paid myself.
So you pay the immigration health surcharge, basically. Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you very much. So the last question before we wrap this video, Grusha, is there any way my audience can reach out to you for any kind of help? Can you provide any email ID or any other platform like Instagram or LinkedIn?
Yeah, sure. So I have the Instagram account GC in England. I guide my audience on job tips, visa updates, study, travel in the life in the UK. So they can definitely, join my channel and get the content related to it. Also, I conduct live Q&A sessions as well, and I am available on TopMed as well. So if they want to book one-to-one calls with me and want to take suggestion, they will get.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming and sharing your knowledge. You are an inspiration, and I hope you do inspire my audience. Thank you, Grusha.
Thanks for having me, Sarika.
Thank you.